Welcome, everyone, to the Commentary Podcast. I am your host, Pat Brennan.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another weekly film news episode. I'm here with my co-host Tony. And Tony, how's your week been?
Hey Pat, happy middle week of February.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
been good, man. It's been good. Real busy, getting geared up for award season and
hmm
movies and films and stuff and all the exciting things we come back to every week. Just looking at the page and had noticed that our listeners are kind of going up a little bit. There's more people
hmm
here. Welcome, everybody.
Are
A lot of
welcome.
new faces. I would say like about like 40 to 50 new faces.
Yeah, within the past
So,
like 3 weeks. Yeah,
or I
yeah,
should
a
say
lot of
ears, I
people.
guess.
Years. Now they send their faces in it by mail too. They send their faces.
We just wanted to say welcome to Film News and really happy you're here. I'm more just taken aback by like the willingness to come back and listen to us
Mhm.
talk about film news and everything. It makes me feel all warm inside that someone would spend like an hour and a half with us every week.
Mhm.
You?
Yeah, I mean, it feels great. It feels great that for the past few weeks you've noticed there's been a lot more people listening, and
Mm-hmm.
I guess that means we're doing something right, you know? I guess that means we're doing something right.
I know that you probably can't see our faces. That probably takes out of it. Maybe one day we will. Maybe one day we'll have
Yeah,
enough
maybe one
to
day.
rent a studio out and be able to get in front of some cameras for everybody. But for now, I really like what we do. I like the audio format and I like being able to talk about this kind of stuff while I'm just thinking about people like cleaning or being at work or in a
Hmm
long ass commute, but it makes me happy to see more people here, getting a feel for me and you. In our
hmm
vibe, I feel like we have a really good vibe.
I think we do too. I think we do too. And we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep
Yeah.
chugging along. I'm
Uh,
currently battling a little bit of a cold right now, but
oh no.
hopefully I sound good. It's fine.
You have a cold?
Yeah, it's
Damn.
I think we'll be fine. I think I sound good. I have some medicine in me and I got some hot tea. So we're gonna spill some hot tea while I
We're
drink some hot
gonna
tea.
spill some hot tea on the film news, guys.
We
But yeah,
are.
I feel like what is this, 13?
This is 13.
If you're new, welcome. First of all, if you are a returning listener, welcome back. The way that we do film news is we talk about the new releases this weekend, trying a couple of new things in there. I feel like our regular listeners will notice as we go along.
Mhm.
We also talk about the trailers that have come out the week prior, and then also we get into the meat, which is like the best part, I feel like. Well, the whole thing's our favorite, whatever.
Yeah.
But the film news is usually where a lot of good stuff comes out, good conversation. And I was actually thinking about this before I jumped on with you, Pat, that the commentary podcast still bleeds through film news because we are providing commentary on trailers and new
hmm
releases in film
That's
news.
true.
So
That is true.
got a good
Yeah.
thing going, and we're gonna keep on going.
I think I chose the correct term for everything we're doing in the commentary.
It's good branding. It's good
It's good
branding.
branding. So I guess we can just jump right into the new releases this weekend. First up, Wuthering Heights, coming from Warner Brothers, directed by Emerald Fennell, starring Margot Robbie, Jacob Elordi, Owen Cooper, and Hung Chow. Have you seen a Wuthering Heights adaptation before in
The
general?
1939 one,
There's
right?
a
Or is
there's
it?
a 39 one. There's like
There's a
I
couple.
think there's a like I think four or five that have been made. I think, but I think the 39 one, and I think I was it Andrea Arnold made one in like 2011. I think it was like a British,
Mm.
obviously like a British version. I think I've really only ever seen the 39 version, honestly.
I
Um,
gotcha. I was gonna ask you, since this is Emerald Fennell's, screenplay and
mhm.
her adaptation of it, what for you classic cinema guy are the top three like solid novel adaptation films?
I did write three down. I did leave off. I was gonna put Harry Potter, but then I was like, I don't feel like talking about her. Uh,
We don't like bringing a certain energy onto film news,
Yeah, I don't
guys.
like. We don't like.
But
Let's say
anyway,
we don't like bullies. We don't like bullies, is what we'll
yeah, we
say.
don't.
But I did put down Zodiac by Robert Graysmith, which is a
Interesting.
nonfiction book. And I know people that are very familiar with that case say that Robert Graysmith takes very like jumps to conclusions like pretty easily. Reading that book and then watching the film, it's a pretty spot on. Like it looks it feels like exactly what it felt like, I guess, him writing the book. It's
Yeah.
adapted from his book, and Zodiac's one of my favorite films ever. But then I also put down No Country for Old Men, from Cormac McCarthy, that book, and I think it's
Okay.
flawless. I'm pretty sure it ends the same exact way as the movie too. Incredible book, incredible film, no notes. And then a number one, I put The Lord of the Rings, Tolkien's Lord of the Rings with Peter Jackson, and I think it's perfect.
Love
Perfection.
that. Love that. So all those films have like a specific and unique color and a tone, right?
Hmm.
That's what I wanted to get into with I mean, this week's, I mean, I feel like this is going to be the Valentine's hit of the weekend. Like,
Yeah. Hmm.
it'll be the selection. And there's some good films, underneath it, and
Hmm.
that's good too. I mean, we're talking about a holiday weekend here. All these films are dropping on a holiday weekend. Wuthering Heights could perform either like 50 Shades with that 90 million or like Deadpool with 150. It'll be
Hmm.
interesting to see. The reason that I asked you about those adaptation films was I really want to hit on like the Wuthering Heights, like it has like a tone and an experience going for it. To you, like, does Fennel feel like she's trying to blend like classic cinema with like this dawn of like female blockbusters at the movies? Does it feel like that to you?
I think it's like a perfect way to describe it. I feel like she's trying to do like the classic cinema take, but then
Mm-hmm.
when you insert like Charlie XCX music, it's like then you're bringing in something that I haven't listened to that album yet. I heard it's actually like a banger of an album because
Yeah.
obviously it's Charlie XCX. But you're taking a risk when people watch it being like this is just is not working just because
Mm.
you're trying to make this set in a certain period, but you're using like electronic type of music that what you would listen to today and you're trying to make it like sexy and hot and she has said that she didn't really adapt much from the actual book besides like a few elements. So when I heard her say that, I was like, you just wanted to make a Wuthering Heights movie yourself and
Mm.
do it your own way, which is fine. It's like kind of like The Shining, like Stephen King's like that's not anything like my book, but obviously The Shining movie is completely considered like a masterpiece now, but Stephen King is like this isn't my book at all. I think in a way, like obviously Emerald Fennel is a very much like kind of punching bag for film Twitter and people like in Letterboxd, they just like don't like her.
Surprise,
Um,
surprise.
I haven't seen the film yet. I think Margot Robbie's character is supposed to be like 18 years old, which is a little like, okay, that's a little, just a little leeway here. I like the way it looks, like from the trailer visually. But I think,
Mm.
like you said, like she's trying to blend like a classic cinema vibe with more of like like you maybe like a 50 Shades kind of vibe as well. Like trying to make
Okay.
it super, super sexy. It's tracking them a lot of money, but I don't know if it's being received well currently, is the
Gotcha.
vibe I'm
Well,
getting.
first of all, I can get every single part of what you're saying about that. And we're not like going back and forth like this is like an argument. This is a conversation, right? We're talking about a movie. I guess what I want to do is kind of like twist your arm a little bit and also our listeners into like maybe considering some of the different things that are going into this film. And yeah, it's going to perform the way it does. It's going to be received the way it does. We cannot fix that. It's going to be
Yeah.
received by critics the way it is. I'm not trying to do open heart surgery here. What I'm just trying to do is
Hmm.
like point out like the significance of this in the box office, which is just basically like, yeah, the female blockbuster thing. I mean, I feel like Greta Gerwig, set designer Sarah Greenwood, and costume designer Jacqueline Duran created this very specific type of film that feels like an event for moviegoers. And I'm not even talking about Wuthering Heights yet. I'm talking about Barbie.
Hmm.
Barbie kind of set up this new era of like female like empowerment, like going to the movies, making it feel like an event. And I say empowerment, but maybe there is like a better word. But no matter how you feel about Fennel or Robbie, it's kind of cool to see roles for women on the big screen. And yeah, she is supposed to be
Hmm.
18 years old, but Fennel wrote a role for, someone Robbie's age, and that's pretty
Hmm.
cool. I mean, usually female roles are written better on the small screen. I guess it's kind of cool to see like Warner Brothers like value women going in the movies and like giving them a movie. It's really cool. I mean, they've also done like Wonder Woman, Barbie. I'm trying to think of the other two. I won't like count Wicked because Wicked is from Chew. They're like female event films,
Yeah.
and like they're
Hmm.
fun to be part of it, even when if you're not female. But yeah, actor producer Margot Robbie. I mean, she produced this film. She's starring in it. She asked Fennel to star in it from her production company Lucky Chap. It's bringing people to the movies, and it's cool to see. I mean, I like the story about Fennel bringing the screenplay to Margot Robbie, and her liking it so much that she wanted not only to make it but also star in it.
Hmm.
And I mean, as far as like our younger audience that listens to this, like, look, guys, you're gonna have to decide all on your own if Jacob Elordi being cast as Heathcliff is gonna be the deal breaker for you with this. I mean, there is diversity in this. I mean, I get why you wouldn't want to see that because Heathcliff is supposed to be a person of color. You're gonna have to make that choice all on your own. You're not gonna get an answer out of us whether or not it's a good choice to go watch it or not.
Emerald Fennell also in Barbie. She plays the pregnant Barbie. I don't know if people know that.
Midge.
Yeah,
Hey,
Mitch Shorter.
Midge. What did you think about all that? Sorry, I kind of like rambled.
No, I think it's spot on, especially at the end. Like Joe Lordy's casting is that role as a person of color. So it's if you're a Fennel, you're gonna get heat for that. It's you can't avoid getting heat for that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
it's up to
it's
people to
unavoidable.
do. I think people are gonna go see it. I think it's a perfect Valentine's Day type of movie. But yeah, we'll see. So that brings us to the next release this week, and that is Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, coming from Briarcliff Entertainment, directed by Gore Verbinski. He's back. Stars Sam Rockwell, Haley Lou Richardson, Michael Pena, Zazie Bates, and Juno Temple, who we passed in the street in Hollywood. Me and you.
Yeah, we went to lunch and then we just walk out of the freaking restaurant. She's just right there smoking a cigarette. And
Yeah.
you just go,
Made
hey.
direct made direct eye contact with her. She just stared at me. But it's
Oh
great to
man.
see Gore Verbinski coming back, an anti-AI film. And I've heard
Yeah.
it's got good reviews, and the rest of the new releases this week, besides Wuthering Heights, got kind of mixed reviews. Have all gotten good
Yeah.
reviews.
Yeah.
It's great to see Sam Rockwell. I love me some Sam Rockwell. I love me some
I
Sam
know you
Rockwell.
do. You're excited for this one. I
Yeah.
love it. Yeah, it's a pretty big gap between Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die and A Cure for Wellness. Pretty
Hmm.
big gap, like I think 10 years. We can either go into like the talent of this one or the film overall first. Which one would you want?
We can do the talent. Let's do the talent. Let's talk
Talent?
about the
Yeah.
talent. Yeah.
I mean, Sam Rockwell does not have an Instagram perfect person to put in
Yeah.
a modern day movie. I don't even
Hmm.
think he has like a updated like phone. He just strikes me as that kind of guy that like he
Has a
just
flip phone
goes,
still.
yeah, he
Yeah.
goes to a Mexican restaurant, has a drink, and then like he calls someone to come pick him up.
Yeah. He had too many margaritas.
Oh man, he cracks me up. I remember whenever you showed me your favorite coming of age film. It's slipping my head right now.
Oh, the
Please
way,
say
way
it.
back. The way, way
The way,
back.
way back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember you bringing how much you enjoy Sam Rockwell, and I knew him from I think Charlie's Angels and like a couple of other
Yeah.
things.
Hmm.
But he's just a great guy to have in your film. I feel like he just adds this warmth to it, even if his character
Hmm.
is a little like, or like the antagonist or something like that.
Yeah. Hmm.
Sam being there is fun. When was the last time we saw Michael Pena? He wasn't in Quantumania, which pissed me off, by the way. I was
He
really
does
upset
like
that he was not in that.
a lot of like A-list movies, but then he'll be in like a random like B movie. Like he was
Mm,
in A Working Man last year with that Jason Statham
okay.
movie I talked about, and he was in
Okay, okay,
like
okay.
an Amazon movie, but like he like, comes in and out, I feel like. He'll do like a big
Yeah.
blockbuster Hollywood movie and then he'll be like on a direct to streaming movie or TV show. So he still consistently gets work, I think. He gets work
I
consistently.
remember going on a date to go see Ant-Man, and the person that I was with was just like, "Oh, this guy's annoying," because like it's like the same spiel over and over again.
Yeah.
He like rambles and like does the whole plan, and it was
Yeah.
like, no, I like that shit. He's actually
Yeah.
really good. That's
That's funny stuff. I think that part's funny because then he just goes offline and does his thing.
hmm. Yeah, and then you got Zazie Beetz. She's cooking it up this year, first part of 2026. She has another
Hmm.
film coming out called They Will Kill You. It looks a little too much like Ready or Not, Here I Come. Maybe that film will move, who knows?
Hmm. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, because I think Red or Not comes out the week before, I think.
hmm.
They're kind of going for that. Yeah, it's like the same. Once these studios get templates of movies, they kind of just make the same one again, but just different setting.
Yeah. Yeah. So Pat, this production shut down like 3 times. while they were making this.
Did they film this during COVID for like a long time?
It took quite a bit to get out. The production shut down 3 times, and I think it premiered at Fantastic Fest. I could be wrong. Someone,
Mm,
if one of our listeners hears this and I'm wrong, let me know for sure. But I loved how they didn't give up. I love how this whole production team didn't give up. Kind of a testament to how hard it is to get shit made right now, and I feel like
hmm
that blends in very well with the theme of the film, which is it's kind of like straight up in your face, like anti-AI uprising. And to
hmm
think about Hollywood doing a film like this right now is pretty bold because I
hmm
mean we see it every single day. I mean these major tech companies like cutting deals with studios every single day, and then for
Yeah.
like this film to come out and like it's probably the most important film with social commentary from the weekend, honestly.
Yeah.
But I mean, I wanted our listeners to hear about AI from you because I am just with me, I'm more from the creative aspect of like I will get pissed off if I see somebody like with an AI profile picture or they
Yeah.
blended AI into like a video like where like someone out there like goes out and like with a camera to create that to capture that specific moment in the day to get that light. We have just kind of started to crumble creatively whenever it comes to making stuff that's authentic. But I wanted our listeners to hear from you with AI.
AI is it's the biggest thing right now is AI. And
Mm,
what these studios are going to do. It's interesting that it took them this long to get this movie out, especially coming from someone who made the first three Pirates movies and you have an Academy Award winner in your cast.
mm,
And it's still getting an independent release. These studios
yeah.
still don't want it. And I think it shows why they don't want it. They don't want an anti-AI movie that they're releasing while then in return also doing AI stuff. It's like being
Mm.
hypocritical, and maybe that's why they didn't no studio really picked it up besides Briarcliff Entertainment. It's the main talking point in Hollywood, and it will be for a long time. AI is getting a lot better. I've fallen for a few AI videos, but give it 5 years, you won't even know it's AI. That's what they're trying to fight for. And I think this film is incredibly important. Like you said this week, it's incredibly important to have a film out like this. And Gore Verbinski's press, he's just been ripping into AI the whole time, saying it's like this is the worst possible thing we could be doing right now. Like, what are we doing? And he's even said I can go on a 30-minute tangent right now if you really want me to about AI. But I think me and you are both on the same page as in AI sucks. But the problem is I don't think it's going anywhere. And
Yeah.
these studios don't care. Like, because a majority of people, like they won't know. That's the thing.
Mm.
And it's
Yeah.
great that people will point it out, and it's great to have art like this to counter saying that we shouldn't be having AI made products, but maybe it's a sign that a studio didn't pick this up. And that should
Yeah.
probably tell you something if you're an
Yeah.
audience member, why this is such a small release with
Yeah.
even like a decent budget.
I think the most like discouraging thing for me whenever it comes to AI and how it's bleeding into my personal life. I don't know if your parents have, and I know we probably don't want to talk much about our personal lives on the podcast, but I don't know if your parents have ever sent you like an AI photo of them,
Yeah.
like with
Yeah.
those
Or
trends and
videos.
stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does it kind of make you emotional? Does it like make you kind of like sad a little bit? Not that they've fallen for it or that they've well, I don't know. I'm getting emotional just like over fucking AI. It's stupid, but it makes me emotional in the way that like our family is just like everyone else. We've seen people. I just said it. I get annoyed like when creatively whenever people have like AI photos as their photo on like Instagram. It makes me see people who are just using this stuff just as people. I don't think they are intentionally trying to destroy the environment. I don't think they're intentionally trying to hurt an artist out there with the technology that's accessible to them. They're just wanting to see themselves like something else. Like it kind of does bring this human element into it. Like whenever you see someone in your family use it, if someone that's listening to us right now like talk shit about our parents using AI, fuck you. Everybody uses AI.
Yeah.
But
I think that's the thing where it's like the thing for me, it's like they fall so easily for it, and it's not like it's their fault,
it's no fault to
and
them, right?
that just tells you how good AI is getting, and that they
Yeah,
can fall for this so easily. And if you
yeah,
give it 5 years, like who's to say you're scrolling on Instagram and you have no idea what you just watched was AI because it looked so damn real, and you'll never know.
Disney just recently sent out a cease and desist to an AI. Oops, maybe we shouldn't talk about this, but they sent a cease and desist out to an AI company for having a really, really, really good fight scene with Spider-Man and Captain America.
Hmm.
And it looks just like it came out of the film. It's
Yeah,
pretty fucking scary.
that's what studios will start to do. They want to use AI, but they want to control how it's used, is basically kind of what's happening right now. And I think it's an important film, and I'm very excited to see this with you. I think it's going to be a great film.
I think we'll enjoy it. Do you appreciate having a co-host who does not use AI to generate any kind of illustration or
Mm,
edit or logo for
yeah, no
our
logo.
podcast?
No, it's all done by a human being. It's all done in the mind. It's all done in the mind. And I edit this podcast, it's all me. I don't use any other program, nothing.
You
All by
don't
my
use
head.
AI to edit your podcast?
Nope, it's
You're a real
all
life
by my
human?
hand. By my hand.
By my hand.
By my fingertips.
I think both of us think that Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die should be on your watch list and
Hmm.
something that you check out. Go see the new Sam Rockwell movie.
Hmm. Yeah, it's I think it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. So that brings us to the next release this week, and that is Crime 101, coming from Amazon and MGM Studios, directed by Bart Layton, starring the massive stacked cast of Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, Barry Keoghan, Halle Berry, Monica Barbaro, Corey Hawkins, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Nick Nolte, and Tate Donovan. I've heard very good things about this movie, and I'm very surprised.
I am excited to get into this one with you, and I think this is probably going to be like our key new release this weekend that we get
Hmm.
into. This is your bag, as our young listeners would say. This is your bag. This is your home field. Go for it. I mean,
A
I just
crime
want to kind
thriller.
of yeah take a step back and listen to what you got to say.
Well, first of all, I did add this movie to my letterbox watch list of Mark Ruffalo investigating things. So this has been added to the list. But yeah, I know we've been talking about this movie for a couple months now, about the
Mm,
trailers and leading up to it. And
hmm.
for me, it seemed like it was kind of like it's a February dump. I'm sure it's like okay, nothing great. And I even said either this cast is getting paid very well or that script is good. And I guess the script is fucking good because I've heard some very good things about this movie. As in, people are saying that it might go down as like kind of a cult classic crime thriller in the next like 10 years. People being like, yo, have you ever seen Crime 101? Like, some people were comparing it to like Michael Mann and how Michael Mann does like Heat, Collateral, and like Miami Vice. And I was like, oh, that kind of raised my eyebrow. I was like, maybe we should be going to watch Crime 101 like pretty fast here. But I mean, I also think it goes to show that Hemsworth can do other stuff outside MCU. He has
Mm.
worked with Michael Mann. He worked with him in Black Hat. So he does have like a kind of a thriller like background, and I'm excited to watch this now. I think it has piqued my interest heavily of all the new releases this weekend. Like I was like, "Oh, okay. Maybe I
Yeah,
need to go." I think maybe the title is just not great, Crime 101, but yeah, I've heard great things. I've heard great things. What about you?
I like seeing you get excited about crime thrillers. I think that is
Mm,
just like that's totally your bag, and I love that. I love that about you. We have been talking about this one for a couple months. I think one of the most genius marketing things, maybe it wasn't irony, maybe it wasn't how they intended, but seeing the promos for all this felt like a very like Netflix film, like a very
mhm,
made for streaming film, and then come to find out on the other side after critics screen it and a couple of early screenings, everyone's comparing it to Michael Mann and Heat, and it's like the biggest gotcha because I feel like we do talk about new releases and trailers and teasers and everything, but
mm,
sometimes the teasers can kind of flip the film upside down and be like, well, we
mhm,
got your ass. You're talking shit about it. You're talking all this mess about our movie online, but people are going to actually see it in theaters and enjoy it. And I feel like
mhm,
that's the biggest like gotcha for this writer director Bart Layton. Yeah, it feels like a Saturday night at the movies kind of movie. You were making me dip my toes into 80s crime thriller vibes, so I don't know as much as like the self-proclaimed cinephile out there. With Crime 101, I really wanted to talk about like the priority in storytelling, and I think that's like where this is hitting for people. Lately, when it comes to like action thrillers, there's this like prioritization, especially in streaming films, of like explosions and intensity
Hmm.
and what the actors are doing, and like less on the personality and the character with these types of films. And like I can really give all of like you are basically like a film school professor, and I feel really comfortable saying that because I learn about storytelling being possible in like a action or a crime thriller because of whenever we watched Michael Mann or Michael Mann's Thief or Michael Clayton, written and directed by
Hmm.
Tony Gilroy, right? You're following the character. You are following the character, not the action.
Hmm.
And what I'm hearing from this film is like it's more like protein in that way and like less of the eye candy that we are used to for made for streaming films. You can't ask for much more when it comes to a film like this. There feels like a respect and an intention to it.
Hmm. Yeah, for me, it's like it's great to see the year starting out pretty solid. I feel like there's been
Yeah.
a lot of the movies that have come out. I thought were gonna be like meh, like because I always tell you like January, February are often called quote unquote studio dumps, and they kind of
Mm-hmm.
just want to get something out. And it's great to see a crime thriller that came out in early February being received so
Yeah.
well, getting great reviews, and people comparing it to a Michael Mann kind of crime thriller. And it
Yeah.
just goes to show that you can still make this stuff good if you
Yeah.
make it good. Like
I
if you
also wanted to like kind of hit on like how this is shot in LA, like right in your
Mhm.
backyard. What it made me honestly want to like I guess kind of asked for like the next time like I visited you or something was like show me LA at night because like it
Mhm.
is a desert city, like there's this electricity all around whenever it's dark out. I was like thinking like hey we should like make a Michael Mann themed evening where like we go do stuff in the city and
Mhm.
see kind of all the natural beauty of LA because I know that in LA I am not a resident of LA, but I know that you could be in one neighborhood and have like a whole experience and then like drive like down like
Like
a
3 blocks.
yeah,
Yeah.
drive down like 3 blocks or into another neighborhood and experience a whole other LA. This film kind of specifically was like hey, we should do that. We should
That'd be
totally
fun.
try to yeah,
We
I don't
should do
know.
that. We
I don't
should do
know.
that. What Michael Mann does is like, especially in Collateral, like it's all at night, and he doesn't show like landmarks of LA. He's just showing you
Mhm.
LA. Like this is just LA
Mhm.
streets. It's not like, oh, there's the Hollywood sign, there's Griffith Observatory. I mean, they go downtown, but not like, oh, we're in Santa Monica now. They're not on the boardwalk of Santa Monica. Like he's
Mhm.
showing you the heart of LA, and it's just the streets of LA. I'm hoping that's what this movie does. I'm sure there probably is shots of stuff, certain stuff, but it takes place in LA, and you take away what makes LA LA, and you put it in like this is LA. This is the crime 101 of LA, I guess they would say.
I that's funny that you bring that up because I was going to tell you that the writer director Bart Layton he actually was talking about in an interview how he was kind of crashing out over finding corners of LA that haven't been shot yet because he
Yeah.
wanted that vibe. But he sounds like he knows his stuff. That's pretty
Hmm.
cool. He's a UK director. What I also wanted to say at the very end of talking about Crime 101 is for us and our listeners, but can we all as a society commit to quit making a big deal out of Halle Berry's fucking age? Like, can you
Yeah.
quit asking her about her age in interviews,
Hmm.
guys? Like, imagine someone's age being your jumping point into talking about a film. That's so fucking
Hmm.
embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like, imagine both of us meeting Halle Berry and doing that and like us being okay with like who we are as human beings.
Yeah. Because
It's
this,
so
as soon as they cut
dumb.
off, she's just gonna really like, I can't like, just stop asking questions like that.
Do you ask Zoe Saldana about her age? No, it's
It's for clicks.
irrelevant.
Yeah, it's for
Yeah, I
clicks.
mean it's irrelevant and she worked her ass off to get to where she is and she's in this film for a reason.
So yeah, that's Crime 101. I think we're both very excited for this now. I think we're really, really excited to watch this. So that brings us to the final release of this week, and that is GOAT, coming from Sony Pictures Entertainment by Tyree Dillahay. Stars Kayla McLachlan, Gabrielle Union, Steph Curry, Nicola Coughlan, Nick Kroll, David Harbour, Aaron Pierre, Patton Oswalt, and Jennifer Hudson. Another stacked voice cast there. Another stacked voice cast.
Mm-hmm.
This is tracking to be a massive hit because there's nothing else out besides Zootopia for kids. It's just like, and
Yeah. Yeah,
again,
I didn't even
Sony
think about
Pictures
that.
with that animation style of the dropping the frame rate. It looks good. It visually looks like Sony now knows what they want their films to look like.
I like that we talk about animation, even though we are maybe our listener audience is maybe not anywhere around the age of, oh, I'm gonna go see Goat on the weekend or something like
Hmm.
that, or I'm gonna ask my parents to go take me to see Goat. Maybe there is a 15-year-old out there listening to us, and if you are listening to us, please don't tell your mom that we cuss and talk about adult content. Maybe you should ask for permission. Yeah. I just have to think about that. That might be a
Yeah,
possibility.
there's a 16-year-old listening to us right now, and we're just saying like, "Fuck."
Go brush your teeth and stay in school. Don't talk back to your parents. This shit is funny now. What else should we tell a 15-year-old kid?
Hey,
You're
go
not
watch a
in
fucking
love.
movie. Go watch a
You're not
fucking
in love.
movie.
Don't listen to Pack. After K-pop Demon Hunters, I learned my lesson. I'm locking in whenever Sony Pictures Animations has a new
Hmm.
release, and this one's in theaters. Like, come on. I want to hit the themes. Yeah, I want to talk about why this would be important. Say, for example, if we both were parents, why we would go take our kids to go see this. I mean, it doesn't feel like it's just a hoop film. I really like that underdog thing. I think that's really
Yeah.
cool. And then I like for me, it's just like the believing in yourself. I mean, I mentioned this a couple of film news back, but and it was a really good conversation whenever we had it about K-pop Demon Hunters, but studios have lost the oversight in a universal story being really important and letting that be the theme of the year. I mean, we just got off of last year with K-pop Demon Hunters. It's still thriving. It's in the top 3 in the Nielsen chart still, but putting a universal story in the box office is really important, especially for right now. And it shouldn't just be something that stays inside the box office window. It's something that comes out of the film for years to come. And it's just like K-pop Demon Hunters is a perfect example. But what I was gonna bring up, like in our podcast, was like how many job fields, situations, relationships do you have to prove your worth for people to take you seriously? Like that's a
Hmm.
question. It's not me just like talking. Like how many? Like would you say? Would you say like all of them?
Honestly, probably all of them. I think
Yeah.
when you're starting out at the bottom of any job, you got to prove that you can be working in that environment and that you can work in that environment. And I guess that you can work hard in that environment. I think any job is that way. And I think that's why with underdog stories, especially in sports, they sell and it's a good story of like it doesn't matter how big or small you are, like you can still do this and people do it. It doesn't matter if you're rich, poor, again, big, small, like you can play in wherever their fictional NBA is in this
Yeah,
story.
yeah. Well, the reason I want to ask that is because like that's the power of universal storytelling. We all have something to take away from this film. Like that's cool.
Hmm.
That's the cool thing about art is that we all approach it differently. But what I was gonna say was like I think it's important for what this main character's like vibe is to like teach the next generation to clap for people. Also
Hmm.
because you see him like in the trailer and I'm sure in the film you see him like hyping up everybody. It doesn't matter if they're like this kind of animal or that kind of animal. His idol is I think Gabrielle Union's character. She's the goat
Hmm.
of in his
Yeah.
eyes. Just we live in this time where like success can be like literally measured, and you already know what I'm going to talk about. When I say that, it's like follower count,
Yeah.
views, likes,
Hmm.
opportunities, and then like there's this surge and like always get into the commentary of this. This is actually really funny. People, I'm air quoting people finding peace in like the mute button or be like, I think that's way more toxic than like unfollowing somebody. Like there
Hmm.
are there so there's I don't know if you know about this. There's this new trend where people are finding peace in muting people who are doing the same thing as them. So say for example, someone's like really not digging that both you and I have this really amazing friendship over film
Hmm.
and they're like, "Well, damn, I wish I had that. I'm muting these fuckers." They do that
Yeah.
now. Have you
Hmm.
seen that? Have you experienced that before?
Yeah, it's kind
Okay.
of like it's like I want that, but I don't want to see it. I only want to do it. It's like kind of like that vibe is what people are trying to do.
Meanwhile, we are like, "Oh my God, there's like two guys that like talking about movies. Like we can do it like them.
Hmm.
And we enjoy this like energy. Like I want to be sitting in a room fucking interviewing Gabrielle Union and asking her, "Hey, like you were amazing and bring it on." And I thought like your
Hmm.
character represented a whole like era of like US history where people literally You know, like that kind of thing. Like I don't want to
Hmm.
get too much into it, but it's message heavy. Goat is message heavy. Just as message heavy as Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die is. I don't
Hmm.
know. Maybe I'm too excited. I am kind of animation head.
No, I love it. I love it. You're spot on. It's like, what does the word goat resemble? I mean, he literally is like a goat in the movie, but like, what does it
Hmm.
resemble? Like, maybe it's lost the term of like, oh, goat is like, oh, he's the goat because he has so many followers on Instagram and he like just talks about this stuff. Like, he's the goat, man. It's like, I mean, I don't know, like, what is the goat to you? The goat could be one person that you just like love and you're like, I love that person. Like, they're who I look up to. Like, they're my goat. Like, that's my goat. And it's great to see animation still coming out in theaters. Sony not dumping this to Netflix. I don't know if they're gonna make those deals anymore, but with the success of K-pop Demon Hunters. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this was originally a streaming release, but this movie is tracking to earn a lot of money, I believe. I could be
They're like,
completely
I'm
wrong.
gonna take this back.
Yeah. I'm gonna take this back now that you're gonna
Imagine
win
that
two
email
Academy
being like,
Awards.
"Hey, actually, we aren't gonna send you the file for Go."
Yeah. Actually, can you delete that V1?
Like we're trying to make
But
some fucking money.
but yeah, I mean, it's good. It's good counter, like I guess you would say counter programming to what's out right now, and there is something for kids to go, and they can be inspired to chase their own dreams. Even these sports stories sell. It's all about chasing your dreams. It doesn't matter how small you are, you can still do it. And
Hmm.
I'm sure it's a pretty straightforward story. If it's again, it's like it's not like you're not seeing anything different on the screen. It's a
Yeah,
pretty
we're
straight.
not saying this one's gonna cure cancer, guys. We're just
Yeah,
talking about like how the message is cool.
yeah, and it's and you need messages like that for younger audiences, and
Yeah.
you hope that they learn from those messages and apply them to their real life so that they can become the GOAT.
You know who the goat is for me?
No,
Our listeners.
damn nice. They're the goats. They're the goats.
They are. They are. They listen to us talk all this good movie news and they hang out with us. They're the goats. And
They're the
I
goats.
like people who do stuff that make them happy and hopefully our podcast makes them happy like during the week.
So just to recap, the new releases this week are Wuthering Heights, Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, Crime 101, and GOAT. If you're excited for any of those movies, please let us know. We're probably going to try and see a few of them. A few of them. So before we dive into the trailers this week, we wanted to add another little section here about VOD releases coming. It's just going to be a quick little run through what's streaming and where it's streaming, just in case anyone's missed anything recently. You'll be able to check them out now. So just to go through, Is This Thing On from Searchlight is now on VOD. You can now rent that. Party Supreme, A24, is now on VOD. You can also rent that. Primate from Paramount is now on VOD. If you missed that earlier this year, you can now rent it at home. Ella McKay is now streaming on Disney Plus, coming from 20th Century Studios. Predator Badlands, also 20th Century Studios, is also now streaming on Disney Plus. Eternity from A24 is now streaming on Apple TV Plus, and Song Sung Blue is now streaming on Peacock, coming from Focus Features. So there's a lot of movies that have been come out in the last few months that are now going to be available for people to watch at home in case they missed it in theaters or wasn't in a theater near them.
What's your serious pick and then what's your unserious pick?
My serious pick, I do want to see Is This Thing On and Ella McKay. My unserious one is probably Song Sung Blue. I don't know. I just like, I can't like press. It's no offense to that movie. It's just like I don't know. Like I just maybe I'll watch it someday.
Patrick. Oh
I'll
my
watch it someday.
God.
What about you?
It's literally on Peacock. You don't have to rent it.
I know.
My my serious pick is definitely gonna be Predator Badlands. I regrettably missed this one. I think I was just super busy with like holidays and everything. And just kind of it escaped me, and that happens sometimes during
Mhm.
the week with film news. We'll have one film that escapes us, but that's the cool thing about streaming. It allows you a chance to go catch something that you hadn't whenever it was out.
Mhm.
And then my my unserious pick is Primate. I had so much fun. That was my first movie of the year. I think
Mhm.
it's
Mine too. Mine too.
I was so surprised by the soundtrack in that one actually being really
Mhm.
good, and I can't wait to rip that shit in October because it was
Yeah.
it was awesome.
It was a great soundtrack. It was a great score. But yeah, so moving forward, we're going to be just kind of mentioning what's now available to stream if you missed
Yeah.
anything. Would love for you to catch these in theaters, but if you, again, some of these don't play near people, so it's great to be, like you said, people can go and find them with streaming, and that is a plus of streaming. And I guess sometimes we'll talk about streaming as a plus in a little bit. Like it is beneficial to people. So moving forward, yeah, we'll try to let you know what's streaming. So that brings us to the trailers this week, and we're mainly going to be talking about the Super Bowl trailers that came out because those seem to be the only trailers that did come out this week in general. But first up is Project Hail Mary, coming from Amazon and MGM Studios, directed by Phil Lord and Chris Miller. It stars Ryan Gosling, Sandra Hüller, Lionel Boyce, Ken Leung, and Melania Weintraub. This is giving a very like comedic tone that I thought it wasn't going to be giving. I've never this is a book. I haven't read the book, but it
Uh-huh.
was giving very like kind of the Martian. I mean, it's the same writer as The Martian, so it's like it's giving that same vibe, or it's like there's gonna be I feel like there's gonna be a lot of comedy in this.
I feel like the marketing team like went from like 0 to 60 like really really fast
Hmm.
after the Super Bowl. Like they kind of saved a bunch of the frames that like they probably had in like the teaser and trailer edits for this one now. And like now you have all
Hmm.
these like cinephiles locking in and being like, "Oh, this is gonna be awesome. I'm gonna do 70 mil IMAX. Like I have to do this." Like that kind of thing. It
Hmm.
kind of got all that energy after the Super Bowl, and I want to
Hmm.
know like why were they waiting this long for the film to have like that much aura around it? I think that was one of the first trailers that we talked about like in film news. I'm pretty sure.
I think it was, yeah, like
Um
the original like teaser. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just more confused on like why it like did like a whole 360 thing there. Like it now
Hmm.
it's like all about format and it picked and chose like the things that it wanted to take from like Sinners and like The Odyssey and Marty Supreme and that's kind of its marketing bag now.
I think maybe in their minds, if you're selling like the format,
Hmm.
then format has sold this last year, especially with Sinners.
Yeah.
And I think dropping that trailer, I think maybe people were more intrigued, like I was, because it was like, oh, this is like a lot different from their first trailer. Like we're giving way
Yeah,
more of like a comedic
exactly.
vibe. That could be why. And this is like the very like the first like I would say big release of the year.
Hmm.
So I think maybe they are going to market it like it's a Sinner 70 millimeter IMAX, like stuff like that. So and you have Ryan Gosling. He's a very recognizable name, recognizable person. Phil Lord and Chris Miller are known for their comedy. I think it visually looks great. It's shot by Greg Fraser, who did Dune. Shot by him. I think it's visually going to be great, and maybe that's also why they're selling that visual aspect of it.
You know what I'm thinking as I'm talking about it? And I'm fine with eating my own words. Maybe this is Amazon slash MGM's like push to like see if we can get an award out of this for cinematography
Yeah,
or a nom
cinematography or
even.
even
Even just a
visual
nom.
effects. Yeah, visual
Yeah.
effects too. Yeah.
Right next to Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey would be fucking crazy. And not in a
Hmm.
bad way, but that's like variety. There should be different colors in that cinematography category.
Maybe that's why they're going to market it that way to be like you can see
Hmm.
this in different formats, and the
Yeah.
format selling is what's kind of selling some movies right now is the different formats you can watch them in.
I just noticed this very big spike in the focus in that. It was
Hmm.
like less that it was like the adaptation from like the book and everything, and it just became all about like format and experience.
It could be that people didn't even know this was coming out, and maybe that's why they're like, "Oh, what is this? Project Hail Mary?" And they went and
Yeah,
watched the trailer and like, "Oh, this looks pretty good. I'm kind of interested in
yeah.
this." So I think
Maybe we'll
it's a
catch it
first.
together.
Maybe we will 70 millimeter IMAX. Maybe we will. I don't know. But yeah, it's like the first. These are usually like the types of movies that kick off. Like, okay, now we're gearing up for summer blockbusters. Like, we'll drop this in March, April. We're gearing up for those summer blockbusters. Speaking of blockbusters, that brings us to another trailer that was released during the Super Bowl, and that is Disclosure Day, coming from Universal, directed by Steven Spielberg, starring Emily Blunt, Josh O'Connor, Colin Firth, Hugh Hewson, Coleman Domingo, and Wyatt Russell. Not much else to say, but we're fucking ready. We're ready to see what they're disclosing on this day.
Dude, I totally told you I called the marketing for the Super Bowl. I knew Spielberg was gonna totally use the like mania around like a bunch of people are watching, like what are they watching? We don't know what it is. I thought it was gonna create more of that like over the course of the game because I know that a 30-second spot it costs so much. I liked that they marketed it this way, that the
Hmm.
audience is joining in on the mania because we don't know yet. And then of course, like at the very end of the teaser, we see the UFO, and I'm wondering if like there's some like casuals out there that was like, oh shit, is this War of the Worlds again? Let's
A sequel? A
go!
sequel?
Oh my God. I can't wait. We don't know what's gonna come off of that ship. It could be fucking ET. It could be a dinosaur. We don't fucking know. And I'm excited, man. I'm so fucking
Mm.
excited.
The
Like,
visuals look great of that shot. The visual look great of that shot.
yeah. I mean, it's like a family reunion in a sense because you got John Williams coming back. This his cinematographer. What's his name?
Hmm.
Forget his
Janusz Kaminski.
cinematographer.
Janusz
Yeah,
Kaminski. Yeah.
Kaminsky. I mean, where it's like a big family reunion and happening during the summer. Like, come on. This is awesome.
Hmm.
This is great. I'm
Michael
ready.
Kahn's still editing his films. 90 years
Heck
old.
yeah.
Still editing his
Heck yeah.
films. We're fucking ready for some
I'm ready.
Spielberg, and we're fucking ready. And Josh O'Connor, he's in it. He's killing it.
Yes.
He's
Yes. What
killing it.
about my online boyfriend?
You're on my
Oh, you're saying he's killing it? Okay, that's good. I thought you were gonna talk shit about
He's
him.
killing it.
Sorry.
Nah, I love Josh O'Connor. What are you talking about? What are you talking?
Mm.
So that brings us to a surprise little trailer that was dropped, or little teaser that was dropped during the Super Bowl, and that is The Adventures of Cliff Booth, coming from Netflix, directed by David Fincher, starring Brad Pitt, Scott Kahn, Elizabeth Debicki, Yahya Abdul-Mateen, Carla Gugino, Holt McCallany, and Timothy Oliphant. Very surprised. I think me and you were both like, "Wait, there is Cliff
I,
Booth? Is this
I,
Netflix?"
this was like the best part of the Super Bowl for me,
Mhm.
for
Yeah,
sure.
I was very
Best
surprised because
part.
there was no rumors that this was coming at all, and it just
Hmm.
played. And in the trailer, they had like, these little like scratches with sprinkled without. I guess they were just maybe hiding products so that they didn't have to pay for it.
Yeah. Well, you
But
know what I think what it was is it was hiding all of the alcohol and smoking and
mm,
making it more like family friendly since it was a
yeah,
Super Bowl. I thought it was good marketing because it was kind of like lapping it up to be like this is gonna be a bad one. Like, yeah, it's not
mm,
Tarantino, but it's gonna be pretty bad and raunchy, like in that same
yeah.
world. I turned up my TV to see if there's any score, but I'm dying to see if Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross are scoring this. Like, I need to know
That'd be great.
now. I need to
They
know
do.
now.
They do like all Fincher's stuff since Social Network, I believe. They've done everything since
Mm-hmm.
Social Network. But yeah, I mean Tarantino also wrote this. He wrote the screenplay. I think he was on
Mm-hmm.
set for a lot of it. The only thing that does kind of bug me is that just Fincher just can't leave Netflix. I don't know why. I think maybe they're just giving him blank checks now. It is
Mm-hmm.
interesting that his next movie is a sequel. I'm very excited for it. I'm very excited for
There
some
has to be
Fincher.
something in that screenplay that's like, I mean, I'm not comparing Fincher to Wes Craven or anything, but there has to be some sort of extreme like commentary that like he wants to get out of his body for him to like use Netflix to come out with this and be working on a sequel. What did you think? I know it's
It's
Netflix
just
and you hate that
interesting.
it's a sequel from him. I know.
It's
What?
interesting
What? Why are
that
you looking at me
like
like that?
no, I mean I remember this is announced. I thought it was originally again a TV show. I don't know why I think things are TV shows when they're just movies. But I mean there is no release date for this. Timothy Oliphant is also coming back. He was
Hmm.
obviously in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but it's a great cast. It is written by Tarantino, so the story will probably go in line with what happened. I don't know. I'm sure Leo's probably not in this. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe he has a cameo. I am excited for it. I know it is Netflix, and some people are like, "Ugh, like a Fincher movie going straight to freaking Netflix again. Like, what are we doing here?" But I'm in that boat, but I'm not David Fincher, so I can't like determine his what he does with his life. And
I
he has
gotcha.
been
I
with
gotcha.
he has been with Netflix since House of Cards, so it's been like
I feel
13,
like
14 years.
it's okay for things to bug you, Pat. Like you can totally like just be like, "Hey, this bugs me. I wish you would do something else." Like
I think
what would you tell me? Be like, "Hey, man, like I wish you would."
I think what bugs me about it is like these movies will just never get a physical release. They'll just only be buried on Netflix, and some people won't even know this exists in 5 years. Like, and this is like probably a $200 million budget, and Netflix just is like, here you go, it's on Netflix. Maybe we'll get an Oscar nom. I don't know.
Are you ever worried that someone out there that's like listening to us is gonna be like, "Oh, he's just whining about not having a physical media release"? Like, don't ever worry about that. This is our show. Like, fuck them. I
Mm,
mean, physical media is obviously important to you. Look at behind you. I see that.
mm,
You're also. It seems to me like you want that experience from Fincher. That's like the theatrical box office window release, especially for a sequel of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Very iconic film. Love Letter to
mm,
LA. I get those elements of
mm.
it. But yeah, I mean it bugs me too. I mean, it bugs me to see like sometimes I have to hold myself back. Netflix pisses me off.
I think it's just more of like, I mean, I do live in a city that will play this in theaters. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just I get to a point where like people just watch this on their phone, and I think that just takes away from what's happening. But again, the counterpoint is someone would tell me, I mean, Fincher has been working with Netflix now for a while, so it's his decision. And if they're going to keep giving him money, I mean, it's great to see that a new Fincher movie coming out. Like, it's fucking
Mm-hmm.
awesome. But I would just love for it to be theaters nationwide, for everybody can watch it in theaters that don't have
Yeah.
Netflix. But I'm sure they'll push this for their Oscar push next year.
Yeah. I was gonna say it has
Maybe it's
very much
premiering at a festival this summer. I don't know.
as very
We'll
much
see.
Guillermo del Toro
Hmm.
Frankenstein kind of marketing
Yeah,
already.
but I liked what I saw. I liked what I saw. So we'll see. We'll see. So the final trailer that was released during the Super Bowl was Minions and Monsters, coming from Universal Pictures. It is directed by Pierre Coffin, and I didn't realize, but he does all the voice of the Minions.
I didn't realize
So
that either. Holy shit.
I'm pretty sure he does all the voices. But yeah, this is considered Minions 3, Minions and Monsters, and I think we were talking about this, and you were correct. It is about like old Hollywood, kind of like they're working on a movie set. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of timely. It was like the little premise, the plot summary was like, there's monsters in Hollywood. And I was like, oh no, not Dear Dad Dream Files. I was just like, that's kind of funny.
Maybe they're trying to
Um,
tell us something. Maybe they're trying to
uh,
tell us.
guys, are they trying to tell us something? I'm personally not obsessed with the Universal Minions thing, but I
Mhm.
get it. I get that there's fans out there. They're frustrated it's not bringing back like the original like Minions and cast and
Yeah, I saw
everything.
that. Yeah. Mhm.
Kind of like a sequel.
Minions, it's like $1 billion franchise. People know what
Mm.
Minions are. It'll make money. It'll make a lot of money. Despicable Me, like there's always the memes that go around of like people like, oh, me showing up to my wedding and it's like they're wearing pajamas, but me showing up to Minions and Monsters and they're wearing like a tuxedo. Like it's like they're so excited for this stuff. And then like the last Minions movie, like there was like a viral meme of like people going to watch it like dressed up, like they were excited. And but yeah, I mean Minions are a massive franchise product. Kids love Minions and
Mm-hmm.
this movie will make a lot of money. This has been now the third spinoff. Despicable Me has three movies. Like this is a six film franchise that's made over almost like $2 billion. Like this
Mm-hmm.
is a hit for them, and they're gonna keep making them. And it's again kids programming that sells.
The thing with me is like what I love about our podcast and what I love about talking about pop culture with my best friend is just that like it is kind of like a social like checking in point to be like how crazy is the world. Like there's probably right now like go to like a cemetery, there's probably a minion stuffed character on someone's like
Hmm.
literal grave site. Like
Hmm.
that's crazy. And like it's just like the whole like just being a millennial is fucking crazy because it's like old world and new world it's so weird. It's so
Hmm. And
weird.
the first Despicable Me movie came out, I think, 16 years ago. So like someone could have been born in 2010 and they're turning 16 this year and they grew up with all the minions. Like they grew up with these movies. It's weird. It's a
I'm gonna
weird
throw
concept to think
up.
about. It's so
I'm
weird
gonna
concept
throw
to
up.
think about. But yeah, so those were the trailers that were released during the Super Bowl, which I kind of want to bring up a point. Like, not that many for usually like maybe 10 years ago, you'd get like eight or nine
Yeah.
like movies that being promoted, and now we really only got five. I don't really count that Mandalorian and Grogu thing. That was like a just a commercial. Like it wasn't about like the actual movie. But yeah,
Very
it
weird way to
seemed
use
a little
money,
light.
Disney. It was an underwhelming Super Bowl, right? We can
Very
kind of
underwhelming.
call it like it,
Boring.
well, like
Very
say
boring.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
kind
very
of
boring.
call it like we see it. You can definitely tell studios are not spending $10 million to market a film at the Super Bowl anymore. And it kind of just
Yeah.
like,
Hmm.
kind of just is like another nail in the coffin that TV is dead. It's
Hmm.
not the same as how we grew up and how we were literally sitting crisscross applesauce in front of the TV, like waiting for a trailer to
Hmm.
come out that we were excited for. It's just a different world. I mean, our phones are giving us information faster than the TV is now. A lot of these trailers came out the week before. I mean, I feel like the only
Hmm.
surprise was Fincher's Adventures of Cliff Booth, and that was it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like you said. It's just now these studios realize they can just put this on Instagram and
Yeah.
oh, we can just watch it right here. I don't need to go. I didn't realize there was a new trailer out. They don't need to because no one's watching linear television anymore. So it's
No.
but I
That's
mean
why
I mean
the
they know people are watching the Super Bowl and so that's why there's five here. But 10 years ago, yeah, you'd have like ten TV
yeah,
spots of movies that were coming up that summer. So
you'd
I think
have
it's only going to go down from
those
there. It's going to be less and
those
less. I
box
feel
office
like.
streamers' heads exploding if they did the shit that they did now. If they're like, oh, I have 10 films that I have to
Mm,
cover. I have to do a trailer reaction for this one, a teaser reaction. You'd be like, these guys would like have their heads fucking explode. And they'd probably make a lot of money if they did all of it. And then like if anybody does come to this part of the podcast and like heard me say like the Super Bowl was underwhelming, I'm talking about the marketing for the Super Bowl and like the trailers. I'm not talking about the fucking halftime show. The halftime show was iconic. It was
mm,
great, but
mm.
it should not be the only talking point that someone has with me on the Super Bowl.
So that brings us to the next trailer that was released this week, and that is Girls Like Girls, coming from Focus Features, directed by Haley Kiyoko, starring Maya DaCosta, Mira Malloy, Levin Hawk, and Zach Braff. Nice, like indie coming of age, finding who you are. I liked it. I like that trailer a lot. I think it's gonna
I
be,
did
and I
too.
think the lead is might be her first thing. I think I've read it
Really?
might be her first
Debut
thing she's ever
feature?
done. The lead in it. Yeah, I haven't
Nice.
seen her in anything else. It might be, yeah.
I really like this one. If you haven't seen it yet, you should probably go check it out. Very nice summer vibe to it, bringing in some of that. We just talked about it with Sam Rockwell, The Way Way Back. That's what it reminded me of. Kind of like that summer
Hmm.
coming of age film. I think it looks good. I like the story in it too. I like that there is a queer coming of age film coming out in 2026. Would have totally skipped my parents like out the door and gone to the movie theater, not tell them what I'm gonna go see and go check this out. But
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, big studio coming out with a queer coming of age film. Love it. I love it. I love it so much. I
Hmm.
don't know much
Yeah,
about it. Isn't
I love
it,
it
it
too.
says it's a book, right? Is it a novel
I think it is
adaptation?
adapted from a book. Yeah, I think
Sorry guys, we do
so.
our homework. Promise, we do our homework.
Person that directed it, Haley Kiyoko, she also wrote the book, I believe.
Wow,
So she wrote and
interesting.
directed the screenplay as well as writing the book. Hmm.
Wow, very
I hope I'm
cool.
not saying her last name wrong. I
I think you're
apologize.
saying it right. I'm like happy that this generation gets
Hmm.
films like these. I like it. I like it a lot.
Hmm. I think they're very important films. I like you said, it's nice to see a studio like Focus releasing this queer coming of age film. They're very important, and there's not a lot of them. It's again, it's incredibly important to have these films released. I really liked the trailer a lot. I'm really
Mm-hmm.
excited to see it.
Mm-hmm.
It's great to see someone adapting their own work. They wrote the book. They're gonna make and write and direct the film themselves.
What I was gonna say is I like the tone that this is taking, especially with young girls
Hmm.
and the queer elements. I feel like, especially like in younger like subgroups, like the way that queerness is treated, especially with girls, it's all about the sex. It's all about like the girls making out and like that being like the most focal point of what's being told in queer cinema. But it feels like this is taking the tone down to a comforting level. I think about Sorry Baby and like those elements
Hmm.
that were hard to talk about. And the more that I think about it, I don't think we talked about it on film news, but both you and I have like a really big issue with heated rivalry and just like how that's all being like lapped up by a
Hmm.
bunch of people right now, not really
Yeah.
focusing on like the person that's the story is being told about, which is like a closeted person who really has to go through a lot in order to be themselves. And that's like the whole point of
Hmm.
the story instead of everything about the sex of it is being focused
Yeah.
on. And
Hmm.
like it's like, yeah, Tony, like, well, you say that, but you watch like Greg Araki films and like or talk about how you are excited about like I Want Your Sex and stuff like that. There's different tones and different right place, right time kind of thing. Like,
Hmm.
for example, the Iraqi film I Want Your Sex, that's a film about sex. Yeah, we're gonna be excited and happy talking about sex. A film like Girls, this is about young women discovering their sexuality. And yeah, there might be
Hmm.
like a sensual scene here and there, or like, girls kissing, but it's the way that it's handled, the tone of it. Of course, like that kind of makes
Hmm.
sense for the writer of the book to also write the screenplay and direct it as well, because I mean, it reminds me of Ava Victor because that's the only person who could do that is tell that story. I kind of like the
Hmm.
way that they're handling it. It reminds me
Hmm.
of how like I handle my own like shit like that I deal with inside of
Hmm.
me. I like it.
Hmm. These stories are incredibly important, and everything you just said to me is like spot on. Like why these films are important is there's people that need to see films like this to fully understand who they are as humans, and
Are we
they're
getting
important to
emotional
know.
again? God damn
Yeah,
it. No, I mean
they're important to tell.
it makes me feel really good that there might be like someone out there like struggling with themselves. Goes and sees that and it's like, damn, I am like being represented in cinema.
Yeah, and I think that's the beauty of cinema and how powerful it can be. People can see who they are on the big screen.
I want a daughter.
I want a daughter.
I want a daughter. Oh no, my child.
Oh no, my shot. So that brings us to the final trailer this week, and that is Obsession, coming from Blumhouse and Focus Features, written and directed by Curry Barker, starring Michael Johnston, Indy Navarrete, Cooper Tomlinson, Megan Lawless, and Andy Richter. I really like the premise. I really like it was like the little teaser that they had where he makes the wish, and then immediately she's just creepily just standing there. Like
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit. Like,
Yeah.
but I guess it's like I guess this movie is just saying, be careful what you wish for. Like literally.
Yeah, maybe you don't want maybe you
Yeah.
don't want Olivia Holt to be obsessed with you,
I don't know.
Pat.
Maybe I'd be like, I kind of like it. Just-
Oh my God, you're a mess. You're absolute mess. Mess of a guy. Messy. We'll talk about her next week. Anyways, yeah,
Mhm.
with Obsession, I think it's playing into the horror vibes with this specific teaser and trailer. It
Mhm.
the way that you're talking about it though, I think there might be a good solid chunk of comedy into it as well.
Mhm.
Like her not letting him like go to the restroom or like
Yeah.
shower.
Yeah.
Always
And
having
she's
to
just
like
standing there
yeah.
constantly.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah, I'm
Blumhouse
intrigued.
needs a
I
win.
liked it. I just liked how in the teaser it was kind of just like immediate, like I want her to be like obsessed with me or something what he says. And then immediately cut over and she's just already standing there looking at him. I'd be like,
Yeah.
but again, it's like you're mixing that like horror comedy elements, and I feel like this
Mm-hmm.
might lean more into the horror aspect of like how crazy people can be. Like it could be like maybe it's a not like a satire, but like a discussion about how like obsessed fans are of actors and singers and how crazy they can be and like try to grab them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like sometimes people's obsession goes a little too far. Maybe I
Mm-hmm.
wrote this movie. Maybe I am Curry Parker.
Is that use a different name? Oh my God.
It looks interesting. It's curious to see also Focus Features and Blumhouse. I guess they're both Universal though, I think. But I've never
Yeah.
seen Focus like kind of tackle a horror movie before.
I kind of want to look into Focus Features a little bit more.
They're kind of an underrated. I feel like everyone always talks about like A24, like Neon, and I
Mm-hmm.
mean Focus has always been around. Like they're always there. They sometimes get nominated for Oscars. Like they're always around. They're just a smaller independent Universal company. They're like Universal's like quote unquote. These are our like Oscar ones that we push.
Yeah, I feel like they're kind of waving a little flag over to all these writers and directors to be like, "Hey, A24 didn't make your film. We're over here. We're over here
But
making good movies."
over here, we're right over here.
It
Yeah,
looks
I
like
think we're
really good
both in.
budgeted films too. Like they
Hmm.
look like solid like movies at the theater.
Yeah, I think we're both excited for the premise of this one. I think it's a pretty. I guess it was weird to say fun premise, but I think it's gonna be pretty solid. I'm kind of excited for it.
if you were able to wish for someone to be obsessed with you, who would you wish for?
I think you know the answer to that question.
No, I want you to say it. I want you to say it on the podcast. I want it to be immortalized
You want me to
forever.
say it?
Yes.
It has to be an actor though. Like, is that our, or it could be
I mean,
anybody?
it could
Let's
be
say an
anybody.
actor.
It could
We'll
be an
just keep it
anybody.
actor.
Okay, we'll keep it
Um,
film.
keep it film related. I think everyone knows the answer to this question. She has a movie coming out next week,
Just say it. Just say who you
and
would
her
wish
name
for.
is Olivia Holt. Who would you like to be obsessed with you if you had to
Who
wish for
I have to pick one. Well, this
it?
is I can't just pick. I can't pick the two. My internet boyfriends. I pick Joshua Cutter.
Oh, oh my
And
God.
I hope now I never get to have to
He's right
explain
behind you.
myself.
He's right behind you.
Shut up. Now we can't interview Joshua Carter because I said this,
Okay.
and now it's
Nah,
immortalized.
we're just messing around. We're just messing around. We're just having fun. So just to recap, the trailers this week were Project Hail Mary, A Disclosure Day, The Adventures of Cliff Booth, Minions and Monsters, Girls Like Girls, and Obsession. If you're excited for any of those films, please let us know. We're excited for a few of those in there. So that brings us to the news this week. And first up, sadly, James Vanderbeek has passed away at the age of 48. I believe he did have colon cancer. I feel like we're starting this year off with losing a few Hollywood folks, and it's sad to see people we grew up with passing away. I know he's most famous from like Dawson's Creek, but he was in Varsity Blues, which is like kind of
Mm-hmm.
a great little football movie there. But cancer is a fucking bitch. Fuck cancer.
It's sad to see an illness take away a very important person to a family that literally had kids, call him dad, had a wife.
Hmm.
Friends, 48 is super young to lose your
Very
life
young.
to something like that. And I feel like as our generation gets older, things hit differently as far as like
Hmm.
losing actors and, a lot of popular media that we all grew up with. But it's very sad to have to deliver that news for our listeners this week. Rest in
Hmm.
peace, James Vanderbeek.
Yep. Rest in peace, and wishing his family well wishes. It's a tough time and very sad. Very sad.
In other news, Alamo Drafthouse closes 3 theaters across the state of Texas over the weekend. All 3 locations were owned by Triple Tap House, based in Houston, Texas. Signs were left on the door notifying patrons of theaters are closed permanently and tickets for upcoming screenings would be refunded. This was the news that started out the week that one of the theaters that I attend to stay on top of films with Pat and go hang out, and like our way of hanging out, not being in the same state, was going to this theater. So I was a little bit pissed off at the beginning of the week.
Hmm.
But just to find out, a couple days later,
Yeah,
Flick's
crazy.
Brewhouse has purchased the theaters in Texas that closed. The rebrand before reopening them on February 23rd is just in time for that film. And early March offerings such as Pixar's Hoppers and director Maggie Gyllenhaal's Frankenstein adaptation The Bride. Very quick turnaround. Pat, have you ever seen anything like this?
No, because I think when you told me this information, then I looked up and then that article popped up like the next day that Flix Brewhouse has already purchased the theaters. And I was like, oh, that was very fast. And it's a 2 week turnaround. They're literally going to be like,
Yeah.
oh, it's back open. Or they're just changing the signs. That's all
Yeah.
they're doing.
Literally just changing the signs.
So I guess it's good to go from really bad news to, oh, well, I guess it's not going anywhere. It's not like the theater's going to be empty. Like another
Yeah.
people already came in and swooped up, and I hope they stay around. Flix House, never even heard of them. Never heard of
Yeah.
them.
I mean, I literally deleted Alamo and downloaded Flix. So, I mean, not much of a
Yeah.
difference for me. I just want to be able to go see the fucking movies, and hopefully these employees that work at these theaters were able to keep their jobs. It wasn't their fault that Triple Tap House was selling their theaters to Flix.
Hmm.
Seeing this kind of stuff makes me really think about the person that is helping us in our local theaters and everything, and how it is their
Hmm.
livelihood. And that's the only thing that I care about. I could give a shit if I'm going to an Alamo or a Flicks Brew House. I mean, I wish there was a fucking AMC where I lived. That would be fucking great. Just some weird news that came out of the week really early on, and I'm not really committed to having like the Alamo experience. I think that
Hmm.
Alamo is under some heat right now. Anyways, I don't know if you knew about this, but you write your order on a piece of paper and stick it up for the server to come get it. now Alamo is backtracking their no phones policy during the film
Mm,
and asking for people to mobile order
jeez.
during the movie. So, I
Mm.
mean, it's very timely, just, trying to maintain or preserve the cinema experience and just kind of a weird way to start out the week.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the only plus side is they came in and grabbed it very quickly. It's nice to see
Yeah.
that they're not going to let this theater just kind of sit there, and curious to see what their policies are going to be. I don't know. Maybe they don't care about open phone policy. I don't know, but it's sad to see things close, but it's good to see people immediately opening them back up, being like, "Oh no, we're not.
Yeah.
This isn't going anywhere." Essentially, it's almost just like a rebrand. It's nice to see that it's not closing down, and you have some options there. That it sucks that there's no other like major chain, but it's nice to see that this theater will be around in that area.
Yeah. I mean, it is a brew house, so I feel like there's gonna be a
Yeah,
good chunk of
yeah,
people that, like, oh, there's
they're
a new brew
drunk.
house opening up. Yo,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
and
You already know what I'm
that's when
gonna
you
say. I'm gonna be in a movie and all you're gonna hear is, I'm gonna go take a piss. And it's like, fucking hell, man.
yeah. It's like I wonder again. That's could be their policy. Do they cap on the amount of drinks you can order while watching the movie? So I don't know.
Mm.
It's an interesting concept of a brew house movie theater. I don't think there's ever actually been one. I'm sure there's probably small, like a one somewhere in the middle of nowhere, but yeah,
Hmm.
well, interesting to see how Flick's Brew House does. Maybe they become a bigger chain. I don't know. Never heard of them.
We'll see. In other news, Greg Araki's I Want Your Sex film starring Olivia Wilde, Cooper Hoffman, Mason Gooding, Chase Sui Wonders, and Charlie XCX sold to Magnolia Pictures for a seven-figure
Mm-hmm.
deal. Let's
Mm-hmm.
go. Now we can see this at the end of the
Crazy.
year, Pat.
I
I think it
know.
was really cool talking about how these films get bought from Sundance because now our listeners
Mm-hmm.
know kind of more or less now. I mean, before learning about film festivals, there is a good chunk of people who don't know how a film is bought and distributed out to theaters. Also, in the theme of Greg Araki, Mysterious Skin is getting a 4K restoration.
It is. It is a big Gregoraki week with news. Big
I'm
week.
high fives all around, everyone. We won. We won. We won. This is my
It's interesting to
moment.
see
This is my year.
this is his moment. Magnolia Pictures kind of coming out of nowhere to grab that. Didn't
Yeah.
think that they'd be the ones getting that, and
Yeah.
it's cool to see another smaller company snagging up his work, and it's also great to see Mysterious Skin getting a 4K restoration. Hopefully, that means a new physical release is coming on 4K. Hopefully, I'm really excited to watch that with you. Really excited to watch I Want Your Sex with you. Fantastic news all around. Honestly, fantastic news all around. I'm very excited to watch all this. So another piece of news this week is that Paul Thomas Anderson has won the DGA award for Best Feature Film for one battle after another. And I think that just goes to solidify that, yeah, I think it's finally Paul Thomas Anderson's time
Best
to win
director.
his Academy Awards. I think they're coming that night. I think it's kind of wrapped up here now. I think if you had seen Coogler winning for Sinners here, I think it might have raised some eyebrows, but I think everyone in that room knew Paul Thomas Anderson was winning. Everyone in that category knows that he's winning. Yeah, it's his time, and
You think it's locked?
I think it's locked now, especially with the DGA win. That kind of does set a little precursor of who's going to win. But yeah, I mean, it's not like Paul Thomas Anderson he doesn't deserve it. Like he does fucking it's his time. It's his time. The Academy, I think, is going to be giving him that statue, maybe a couple statues that night.
Let's just say we will have our day in the sun to see if PTA wins Best Director on the Commentary
Yeah, we'll
Podcast's
see.
Oscars episode.
Yeah,
Now I'm nervous.
we'll
No,
see.
no.
Watch me talk all this up, and then he doesn't win on our on our. So that brings us to another piece of news this week, and that is Mike Flanagan is set to write and direct a new film adaptation of Stephen King's The Mist for Warner Brothers. The Mist follows a group of townsfolk locked in a grocery store after a thick, mysterious fog emerges that hides deadly creatures. Now, I know there is a film that came out in the 2000s of The Mist, but I think with Flanagan, because he's making Exorcist right now, and they're giving him another a Stephen King adaptation, like he just did a Carrie TV series, so I think Flanagan is stepping in as that top horror guy right now, like to make
Mm-hmm.
things. And Warner
I'd say
Brothers is
so.
obviously giving him trust to remake The Mist for Stephen King. So,
During that pitch meeting, they're like, yo, Flaney, run that shit back.
Flanny, yeah, we're gonna call him Flanny.
They're like, run that shit back. Run all those classics back. And he's like, I
Hmm.
got you.
And he clearly knows his horror. So, I mean, he's been working in
Mm-hmm.
that genre like basically his whole career, minus The Life of Chuck, which he directed. He's about to shoot, I guess he is probably starting to shoot The Exorcist right now. And his next film after that is The Mist. So he's just gearing up horror after horror after horror. And I'm excited. Flanagan, I like Flanagan a lot. I mean, I like what
Yeah.
he's been doing, and I'm
I
really
didn't mean to
excited.
be disrespectful. I didn't mean to be. I was just kind of more like joking. Yo, Flanny, run that shit back.
Yeah, I want to call
uh,
it Yo Flanagan. Yo Flanagan, run that shit back. So the final piece of news this week, kind of a light news week. I think the Super Bowl kind of trumped over a lot of things.
yeah.
But The Mummy 4 will officially be released on May 19th, 2028, and Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz are officially set to return. It has been confirmed. This movie is real. It is happening. Thoughts? Amazing, excited, jumping in the air.
All of the above. And also, I would just like to point out that there were people that said that they didn't know whether or not this was true whenever it was announced.
Hmm.
And now, all those people on the commentary podcast eat your words. This is happening. Radio Silence is doing this, and we were right. So
Mm.
I'm being a kid right now, but nah, 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 nah.
No, it's fucking amazing that this is happening. I think it's great. I assume they're just gonna disregard the Mummy, the three, whatever the third one was, to
Yeah.
the. But yeah, it's great to see them coming back. Brandon Fraser coming back in that lead role. I'm curious to see what the other cast will be.
I wonder if the son will return. I wonder
Hmm.
if Jonathan will return, Evie's brother.
Hmm. You never know. They might. They might
Yeah.
return. So it'll be. And I'm curious to see. I'm sure they're gonna want to get other big actors in this as well. Like
Hmm.
the first two Mummy movies were big releases at the time. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think we're both really excited for this. We're really excited
I'm
for this.
pumped. I'm so pumped. I actually want to watch The Mummy soon. The first one? Yeah. I want to watch it soon.
Yeah.
I want to watch it
Hell yeah.
real soon.
Hell yeah. I want to watch it real soon too. Fuck yeah. So yeah, The Mummy 4, May 19th, 2028. I know it's like 2 years away, but put it on your calendars. It's fucking coming. It's fucking coming. So that brings us to the trivia of the week. In last week's trivia, I asked, what is the term that the studios use to promote their movies during the Super Bowl? And then the hint was they're not allowed to say Super Bowl. And the answer was big game spot. So if you got that correct, congratulations. You can high five yourself in the car, at the gym. You fucking knew that answer. You fucking knew it.
Big game spot.
So this week's trivia question is, who directed the Michael Jackson Bad music video? Now, it's not that it's a bad music video. The song is titled Bad. So, who directed that music video? If you do know the answer, let us know. And don't cheat. Don't cheat. I think you'll be very surprised to know who directed that.
Damn, not even giving them a hint or nothing. You're
Nope. No hint.
cold.
No hint.
You are
No hint.
cold.
So that brings us to the film score recs of the week. And Tony, what is your film score rec this week?
I know it's like Valentine's week or whatever, but I went like the anti-Valentine's route and I chose Gone Girl.
Hell yeah.
Technically Missing by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. That's
Mm,
can put that on driving in the car, going for a run, at the gym, hanging out at your place, making dinner. I love Technically Missing so much. It's also like, isn't it like a 5 minute long track?
I think it's like 5 or 6 minutes. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
great.
What about
Great
you?
track.
What's yours?
I went. I guess it is like I didn't even really mean to do it because it was the what holiday is this weekend. But I don't know if you had already recommended it, but I put Titanic down by James Horner. I think it's a perfect score. I think it's literally perfect.
Wow.
I think it's perfect. And
Okay, third class Titanic passenger.
passenger.
Whoa.
But I put Titanic down. I have the vinyl of it. The
I'll go
vinyl's
fucking
great.
listen to some Titanic. I love this. I love this so much. You know
Yeah,
that's one of my favorite scores of all time. I'm gonna freak out. What the
I
fuck?
know
What
it
the
is. I know,
fuck?
I know it is.
Dude, I like
So
your
yeah.
film score rec. I love that. I was not expecting that. Whoa.
So I mean, obviously, a lot of people have seen
Whoa.
Titanic, so I think they probably know the score. But if you haven't, go watch Titanic and then listen to the amazing score by James
No,
Horner.
yeah. Listening to the score on its own is a different experience. I
Mm,
would say, and I feel like we both point that out pretty well.
hmm. So that brings us to our recommendation this week. And Tony, what is your film recommendation for our listeners?
First of all, I would like to thank every one of our listeners who respected my emotional mini review of Arco last week. I was not expecting for that to happen. And I told Pat, I was like, please don't put that in the edit. Please don't put it in. And he put it in.
Because it was great. I loved it. I loved it.
I'm glad you loved it. I'm glad you loved it. But now I'm going to do like a complete 360. My recommendation for the week is a film distributed by Neon, directed by Oliver Locks. I could be saying this wrong. Surat. It is a very hard one. It is extremely, nothing can prepare you for what you experience with Surat, but sometimes I think that films have a way of tying into some very important themes. It was just like one battle, it being timely without even trying to be timely. I feel like Surat it captures a lot of stuff that is going on in the world and kind of like a metaphor for it. I like what the director said, and after I watched Surat, it was just like, in order to live, you have to like die. And I feel like I died during Surat for sure. Yeah. The way that he wanted me to, like the way that he described the film was that it's like really, really tough medicine to realize that these things are real and they happen. You know a lot of film, and I'm sure like there are some films that remind you about death. I'm sure.
Yeah.
This was mine. This was my experience with that. Yeah. This was definitely my experience with a film reminding me about death.
That film deals a lot with it, so it's a great recommendation.
What is your recommendation, Mr. Commentary, sir?
My recommendation this week. Now I'm nervous to say because I don't know if I've already recommended this before.
I'll tell you. I remember.
But it is A Roman Holiday from 1953, coming from William Wyler. This is one of my favorite films of all time. I have done an episode on the podcast a long time ago when the podcast first started. I love everything about this movie. It's perfect. It stars Gregory Peck and Audrey Hepburn. If you have not seen it, please go and watch it. It is amazing. And that's all I'm going to say. I love it so fucking much.
You have not recommended it on our podcast.
Okay, I'm glad I haven't. Maybe it's because we've done an episode on it, and that's probably why I think my recommendation is that. But go watch some older films. There's some good stuff back there.
2 romantic recommendations from Pat Brennan. I went the opposite route. We switched places.
We did.
We switched places. I love it.
We did.
I'm like the anti-party. I'm like the anti-Valentine's party. And then whenever it's not Valentine's, I'm like, I turn into like, okay, I like love.
Yeah.
No, I like yours. I like yours a lot.
Hell yeah. I like yours a lot too. Yours are amazing recs too. I love those. So that brings us to the end of this weekly film news. I hope you all love this episode. I hope you all listen to our film score recs, watch our films. If you don't know the answer to that trivia question, please let me know. I'm giving you no hints. But yeah, we just want to thank again our listeners. They seem to have been growing over the last couple weeks, and we notice, and it's amazing. It's a great feeling that we have a continued audience to keep coming back, and it means a lot to us.
I love our listeners. I'll say it every fucking week. I love that people hang out with us like this. And you want to tease anything coming up? I mean, I think the only thing that I was going to say was that March is about to be a really, really fun fucking month, especially if you are a fan of the Millennial Icon series. And there might be a very, very special surprise episode, commentary podcast episode in March, middle of March, maybe. Yeah,
there might be. I think we can just tease that March is going to be a big month. There's going to be a lot of good stuff in there, and we're both really, really excited to give you those episodes. It's going to be a lot of fun. And with that, Tony, hey, go watch a fucking movie.
Hey, Pat. This is amazing as always, and go watch a fucking movie.
This podcast is hosted and edited by Pat Brennan That's me, with intro and closing music by Patrick Baxter.